welcome to another episode of GullyTalk. I hope everybody is doing good. We are here to bring to you all the cricketing action of IPL 2025. My name is Saru, and joining me is Abhishek. Well, we're exactly 1 month away from the IPL finals.
Wow. Mm.
So I don't think we can find a better time than today to talk about the dynamics of the points table. Abhishek, so I want to ask you this very first question when we look at the points table.
Sure,
Right on
please.
top are GT and Delhi.
No surprises. Of course, they've been playing brilliant.
Why do you think they're there? They're looking good. They're both looking good as well as on top of the table.
I think they've just been able to find their aces across their team. Uh, I think best part here is, especially talking about GT,
Hmm?
solid opening partnership. I think that's what a lot of teams keep emphasizing about, and it's the Gill and Sudarshan show, really helping them to get those necessary starts. And coming to DC, I think DC is finally, or rather not DC, KL Rahul's coming of age is an essential success factor for them. And I think I should mention Karun Nair. I mean, I wonder where this brilliant player is in wilderness, but he's given them. He played extremely well. He's given them the necessary starts here and there. And another namesake of mine, Abhishek Porel, someone to look forward to.
Yeah, pretty much like an unsung hero he's been for DC, isn't it? Doing just going about
Sure,
his
true.
job very quietly. Has put in some good performances.
Absolutely. I think yes, and also gives you that difference with that left hand batting of his right at the start. That combination is very helpful. He's a lanky player, to be very honest, not strongly built, but he can pack a punch, especially in all those shots. So kudos
Hmm.
to DC for really investing in him. I've also learned that he's part of the Delhi Premier League, so that's where he was sort of
Okay.
uh, watched earlier. So it's good to see that someone's really picking up this cruise. And like I said, I think KL Rahul, especially with all that happened last year, he has kept that aside. The monk is in Zen mode and he's really enjoying himself.
Yeah, and I think they also figured that opening bit with Jake Fraser. They sort of gave him multiple chances, and
Yes,
and now they're opening with Karun Nair and Porel. Like you said, KL is looking good, and also just Aksar getting himself up there and doing the job like you saw the other day, where he really took off the pressure from KL Rahul, went for those big
right.
hits, and just made it happen
Yes.
towards the end.
I am surprised by the amount of times we say that Bapu is an unsung hero because in a lot of the shorter formats, even when he plays for the national team, he generally goes unnoticed. But the moment you watch the scorecard, you see that this his 30 odd or his 40 odd was done in under 15 balls or under 20 balls. So I think Bapu's done a great job of marshalling his troops, especially the Delhi troops. I know that. I mean, you might argue that one match with Mumbai Indians that was too close, and that those three runouts didn't really help them. But I think barring that blip, everything else seems to be in order. Now it's only totally up to them that they don't self destruct, and hopefully, if they play another few matches here and there, well, definitely in the playoffs.
Yes, and the bowling is also looking good. I think Kuldeep is doing good,
Yes,
uh, and Stark with that fabulous super over against Rajasthan.
super over. That was truly worth it. I mean, uh, it's great to see some. I know as an Indian fan you shouldn't be saying this, but a Stark in full flow, a Hazelwood for RCB in full flow, a great treat to watch. I mean, some of those Yorkers are unplayable. You can be the best batsman in the world, but some of his deliveries are just beyond comprehension for a lot of batsmen. So, I mean,
Yeah,
kudos to their bowling unit, especially Delhi too.
yeah. So Delhi looking good. GT of course is looking very good. I think Rashid Khan is sort of back in form with one of those a
Yes.
couple of matches.
Yes, I do think so. I know there was a cheeky comment by the commentator about Rashid not being in the best of form, and Sai Kishore. I mean, he just stood up for his teammates, saying that Ra- it's just about 2-3 matches and Rashid will be back in form. So, I think
Yeah.
as a bowling unit, brilliant. And like you were discussing before the episode, I think Prasidh Krishna has surprised me because I've definitely not been a great fan because he's got this speed, but generally he was off radar whenever necessary.
Yeah.
But this time he's proving his critics wrong. Uh, he's got he's got some very good. I think a lot of his his wickets have come in that power play section of the match, and especially in the death too.
So if you just look at Gujarat, I mean, they have what? Ishant Sharma, Mohammad Siraj, Sai Kishore, Rashid Khan, and Prasidh Krishna. And they still don't have the services of Rabada available for them.
Oh yeah, Rabada was also in the mix.
Yeah.
Oh, unbelievable.
So
So,
for me, they are
so
actually
if
looking better than. Sorry, Abhishek, go on. Yeah.
no, so I was just wondering that if they don't win the title with this bowling unit, then who is going to?
The fan in me has sort of lost it, especially with someone like RR, KKR,
Yeah,
CSK.
and I'm surprised you are following the pink promise, right? Because that's what you're wearing today.
Still, I'm still rooting for them. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with them. It's become just too predictable. I mean, over the past, I think if I can count, I think much beyond I can count my fingers. I mean, come on, you are. I mean, you come with great intent of investing in young talent. Kudos, 100%. I am with you on that. You start off well, but then you start tapering off after the 6-7 match. Once again, we've witnessed that this year. I know we were discussing about Riyan Parag as the captain. I
Yeah.
don't know what's happening with that. There is something wrong with that think tank. I know I'm not someone who can even mention about that think tank, which is, of course, with a Rahul Dravid and so many other illustrious gentlemen. So I just don't know that. Number two, uh, RR as a team, and not sure if you've. I'm sure you might have read this so many years. They have great CSR value. They give back to the communities through their pink promise, through a lot of initiatives for artisans in Rajasthan, etc. Fantastic job, people. But somehow it's just not reflecting on the results. I know, barring 1 year where they were in the finals with GT 2 to 3 years
Legit.
ago, every other year has been of missed chances. I mean, great talent, but missed chances, and I wonder why. And I don't know, with someone like a Rahul Dravid at your disposal, there's something really wrong. And once again, this is not because I have allegiance with the state, but Chetan not doing Chetan things.
Hmm. So I actually wanted to talk about, you know, in IPL, it's so important to have cricketers play those roles that they're given. You know,
Correct.
each cricketer coming in a particular order, be it batting or a particular section of play when he's going to be bowling in a match. You look at someone like KKR, they actually have Rares coming in at 8, Ramandeep coming in at 9. I think
Yes.
yeah. You have so
Yeah,
many
I think.
batters.
Yeah, Traders. Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right.
You know, you have so many batters and you've not really given a role to each one of them. So there's somebody like a Venkatesh Iyer and Rane batting together who are very similar sort of players, if you see,
Correct.
which is what is making, again, I think we probably said this even in the previous episode, wherein Ramandeep or Raghuvanshi, even for that matter, did not get to play
Oh
enough
yeah.
number of balls. So there's no point in putting so many batsmen. You'd rather have 6, 7 batsmen who have
Correct.
defined roles and who can serve the purpose on a given day based on the match
Right.
conditions. I mean, this is the case with KKR with regard to their roles. Now I look at somebody like Rajasthan, for example. Yes, you may have roles, but they don't even have enough number of players to fill those roles. Forget bench strength. If Sanju is out, they did not have, other than Vaibhav Suryavanshi probably stepping in, but there is no
Yeah,
bench strength. There's nobody else coming in to fill up when needed, be it for injury or form. They're still pushing with somebody like Tushar Deshpande, in spite of so many matches of him just barely bowling 2 overs. Then you look
correct.
at these roles with teams like CSK and SRH, which have just
Yeah,
very stubbornly said that we only know one role. One is going to play the
yeah,
old fashioned way, irrespective of what happens. And the other says, this is it, this is the only way that I'm going to play. So it's very strange how these four teams have been playing, and no wonder they're at the bottom of the table.
yeah. And it's funny you brought up CSK versus SRH because if I were to probably evaluate their performances, so one's probably in the pre 1929, the other is 2025 for sure because they want to hit every ball for six. But with I mean, you have to play the ball with merit. Sometimes you've got to reassess. You've got to be honest, number one, with yourself, saying that yes, I've stacked myself with players who can hit the ball a country mile, but please look at the ball that you're receiving. Give respect to the bowler too. So it's between. I mean, if CSK is probably the first car made by Henry Ford, and SRH is probably a Lamborghini for sure, no doubt about that. Nitro boosters included, but probably not plying on the road. They're plying in the ocean or something. So very
Bangalore
surprising.
roads.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. But yes, there's something very diversely different in both the teams, for sure. I'm still feeling that reeling with. I don't want to say this, but is Dhoni really giving you that impact anymore? Great person, great individual. He's even launched an app during the IPL. Congratulations for that. But I think it's time they do some introspection because Dad's army has to move to kids' crash at some point in time. SRH needs to mature. Yeah, maybe. I mean, barring that one innings which I saw, once again the namesake, 135. That was a brilliant innings, but everything after that, and like I said, I have a feeling Travis Head has been exposed.
Hmm.
Now suddenly bowlers know where to bowl to him, and I think in the last match he was out for a duck, if I'm not wrong. Yeah. So let's see. Don't know. And maybe a point with KKR. I was surprised when they lost that match where they were chasing 116. I
Yeah.
was really surprised because, and I think we were discussing that on WhatsApp too. Here you are in a position where you are nine batsmen, your number 10 and 11 are playing. You have 30 balls to get 16 runs, and you still go for a very, very. I mean, that's not even a shot. That's a oik. And you get bowled, and then you become a laughing stock. So surprised that KKR, from being a winning team from last year, has really brought themselves down. I think the
Yeah.
auction. I mean, come to think of it, maybe the auction didn't really work for them.
Yeah, I think if you look at these teams, be it KKR or Rajasthan or SRH, not even the auctions, I think they kind of set their game in play during the retentions itself. Uh,
Correct.
and it's interesting that these are the teams which are struggling right now because they spent a great deal of a sizable amount of their purse on their retentions and did not also make many wise buys in the auction.
Yes, I will. I'll give that to you because I think they were in the dizzy heights of the finalist and the winners' title that they had. So I know they retained a lot of players for very expensive amounts, what 20 CR and all those numbers. It hit their purse when they actually went into the auction in Jeddah. Uh, that's why it's not showing. I mean, you would expect a KKR to be really going guns and blazing.
Hmm.
You would look at an SRH and wonder why they're not winning so many matches. But so probably it's an off season for both of them. They didn't really.
Yeah.
Uh, probably their bets didn't really work in their advantage.
It's also a coincidence how both Rajasthan and CSK have lost their captain midway for injury.
Yeah, this is very simple. I think Rutu was mostly because of all he was playing towards in the domestic season. I don't know. Something's up. I think one thing for sure, post this season, there will be a lot of thinking to be done with the CSK management team, because if they don't pivot now, they will continue to have these sort of results. I know Dhoni is your brand ambassador for life. You can use him. You can use him for sure. He's created a legacy. To salute to that gentleman, because in his prime he was. I mean, you just couldn't touch him. He was a man of. He had that magic touch. He still has it. Maybe in pieces. You don't know, because as a player in your 40s, you'd never know what happens. But yes, I
Yeah.
think CSK will go back to the drawing board post this season. They will come back stronger. Just hope it happens faster than usual.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think there was also it has also been pretty frustrating to watch players like Ishan Kishan, Riyan Parag
Yeah,
play those play those matches, rather those shots at that very crucial time of
crucial
these
time.
matches. Yeah, uh,
I think the best thing that Ishan can take away from this season is that he's got his central contract back. So congratulations to him. But post that, and I think post that century which he did in the first match, it's not been very rosy for him.
yeah, yeah. Especially if you compare
But yeah, but that can
compare them,
happen.
to far more younger players who have come in, like a Vipraj or be it a Digvesh,
Yes.
Ashwini, Vignesh Putur. So many of them playing with a great deal of maturity. It's not so much about, because by the end of the
Yes.
day, be it Riyan Parag, be it Nishan Kishan, be it Nitish Reddy, these are people who are talented, supremely talented, isn't it? Because
Very.
they've also represented
Absolutely.
India at the highest stage. And you would, but what
Yes.
you would expect of them, that too over a period of close to 14 matches, you would expect them to play with a sense of maturity at a particular period of time.
Yeah.
You
I
know
would. I
that.
agree with you 100%.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's where these teams are: KKR, RR, CSK, Sunrisers. Though I wouldn't still put KKR in the same bracket as them, because they still have the resources to probably bounce back. Maybe that one last push, uh, but it's sort of a story over for RR, SRH, and CSK. Who would have thought we would put CSK in
Yeah,
this
for sure.
bracket?
Never. I
Yeah,
know. I think I read a piece where Fleming was very optimistic of winning the next six matches, but I said I was just wondering that maybe Fleming's he's shooting in the dark, but you never know. But yeah, they don't seem to have the resources this year to really take it to the playoffs.
yeah. So that leaves us with the other four, which is MI, RCB, Punjab, and Lucknow, the middle muddle. Not even really middle. I think they're almost right there with the other teams.
Yeah, they're
Uh,
almost there. Yeah, yeah, they're almost there.
so how do you think these
So
teams
I know
are
Bangalore fans are happy.
Bangalore
I know
fans are
Bangalore
happy?
fans are very happy. They're extremely happy. They have not seen such brilliance since 2016, I'm assuming. So I think
Yeah,
it's something to really rejoice. Plus that win at home finally this season should really boost them.
yeah.
So yeah, once again, and I continue to say this. I just hope those law of averages doesn't hit them at the
Catch up.
at the wrong date. So just be a little wary about that. But everything else seems to be in order. Maybe one more win at home should give them the confidence to go all the way.
Yeah,
That's my
yeah. This one,
assessment of
yeah.
RCB.
No, that's true. But this one, I think they actually got lucky with RR literally handing it to them over a platter. Of course, I
Yes.
think Josh Hazelwood played a huge part, but it was a match to be won for RR.
Yeah, I was surprised that with all respect to the Bangalore fans, I was surprised that RR couldn't go beyond the finish line because they had it. They had it in what they needed. What 25 odd runs in what same amount of balls. I think that was achievable. But yeah, they made a mess of it. as usual, RR and their hierarchy that they keep doing. So can't really help it.
Yeah,
But yeah,
I think
if I were to
Mumbai.
summarize,
Yeah, yeah. Go on. Go
if
on,
I were to
Abhishek.
summarize, uh, Bangalore seems to be in order. Just a couple of wins at home here and there, they should be ready for the big day.
Yes.
Your take on MI? I know you. I know you're really enjoying this.
MI is the only team which is there in the reckoning, which I had put in my playoffs. In fact, I said that they will be winning this year's season. The only reason I feel MI can do it is because I think they've started peaking at the right time. Like you said with
Yes.
RCB, will the law of averages catch up? It's already started to catch up with someone like Punjab, if you see. At
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
way, I think MI has a good chance because they've just about started peaking, and nothing like seeing Rohit Sharma play well with those 270s right at the top,
Uh,
those two matches.
yeah.
Uh, they're looking good. And this is with Bumrah still not being probably what, 60% of what he is.
What he is? Yeah, I know. And Mumbai doing Mumbai things, breaking hearts at the first section of the tournament, and winning hearts as you progress. So I think they always operate in a hyperbole. So sometimes they go really. I mean, they really touch the depths, and sometimes they really accelerate. So I think another few matches we'll get to know. I mean, they've come
Yeah.
into form. They've won 4 matches in a row. That's what I think I read. Yeah, so Mumbai right up there, and
Yeah. And I think,
should I be taking up Punjab? I'm not very sure, but I know winning that 116 match was a morale booster. I did watch our man Ricky Ponting speak about that. He was over the moon, ecstatic about that win. But I'll still give Punjab their due. They've come out as a better unit as compared to the other years, and there's a lot to look forward to them. They're somehow I don't know if you've noticed this. Iyer's not amongst the runs.
yes, not after the first couple of matches. I think the first three, four matches he got that
Correct.
197 and another half century probably. Yeah.
Correct.
But there's Priyansh there, and they've not been consistent. They started off really well
Yeah.
for the way they started. They have not been consistent, Punjab. And Lucknow, of course, I am not very convinced about Lucknow. And for me, that boils down to the captaincy of Pant. So in tight situations, they've lost it a couple of times. I'm not fully convinced about Lucknow, though they're all their three top batsmen. Markram has been fabulous for them. Again, an unsung hero,
Yes.
uh,
Yes.
along with Mitch Marsh and Puran. They're in the top 10. Uh, and
For
it
sure.
has Mayank Yadav. No, he's still not started
No, he
bowling
has.
his full.
He's still not started. He's not. I think still has that. Still hasn't recovered fully, is what I've been hearing. Uh, I think when was that match where? Yeah, I think just the last match where they played. Rishabh Pant came for the last two balls of the innings, so that was a bit surprising.
When he
Um,
demoted himself in the
Also, like
order
I
and
said,
said,
yeah, very surprising. I mean, when you are known for your wacky shots, you need 10 balls to actually 10 or 12 balls. Take 2 overs. You're the captain for God's sakes. I mean, who is going to stop you? But why would you demote yourself to come and play the last 2 balls, and then at the last ball you try a funky shot, you hit the ball on the stumps? I mean, come on, this is ridiculous. And I think a good observation by you that we all thought he was captaincy material, but looks like we have to let him go. I mean, we'll have to let go of captaincy and let him play his normal cricket because captaincy is not something he's enjoying.
so maybe looking at the points table now, let's reset our playoff predictions. Who's going to stop us from doing that, right? It's a free world.
So yeah, so if I were to give my top four, I would go with yeah. I mean, I think I have to go with RCB. There's no doubt about it. I will go with MI like we had spoken, uh, peaking at the right time. Uh, Punjab is still there. Uh, LSG might have nightmares which could be created because of GT. GT definitely there.
So your
Your
four are GT,
predictions.
RCB, Punjab,
GT,
and
RCB, Punjab, and MI.
no Delhi.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards GT as compared to Delhi.
Okay.
Like I said, Delhi has this history of really, botching it up towards the end. And watching that MI match with them, I had that feeling that they're back to those days. But maybe in the next few matches, maybe in the next episode, I might change my prediction.
Good. So I'm going to be safe. I will go with DC and GT. Just looking at the points table right now, and both of these teams were nowhere in my initial playoff list, but I'm going to
Yeah,
put them in the
of
current
course.
one. And I had put Mumbai right at the start. I will, of
Yes.
course, stick to Mumbai, and I will still say that they will be in the top two, if not win the IPL trophy this year. And my fourth
So,
team, I had
so do you have a feeling
Punjab.
that
Mumbai will
Mumbai might
Mumbai
play
will
the eliminator?
Mumbai will play the eliminator. Yes, Mumbai will play the eliminator, make its way to the final, and hopefully win the final. I
Wow.
see Mumbai doing that this year. I think that's been sort of my sense from the start. So let's see how that goes. And Rohit Sharma is looking good. I predicted that he's going to be the orange cap winner. If not that, at least Mumbai will win the IPL trophy. My fourth team, I think, is I had said Punjab, but I'm going to probably say RCB instead of Punjab. So I'm going to go with Mumbai,
Okay.
RCB, Delhi, and GT.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think those are safe bets.
Yeah, I don't think somebody like KKR will have. They probably have a random outside chance, but they're just not doing enough to get there.
Yeah, I think especially SRH and KKR will have a mathematical chance right
Hmm.
now. Yeah, just a mathematical chance. But
Yeah.
let's leave the maths for later.
So let's look at the upcoming matches. I think we have what,
Hmm.
seven of them coming in the next week as we speak. The key ones will
Wow.
be the ones between these contenders. I think there's Mumbai versus Lucknow and Delhi and RCB. These will be the crucial matches. Yeah.
Mumbai should take that. Mumbai should take the LSG game. I think it's. I think like you said, they're really peaking. So, and plus the LSG with everything that happens outside the field, on the field, I'll give that to Mumbai because Mumbai has everything covered at the moment.
Delhi and RCB will be the
Ooh.
turning point. That will be the most important match in the coming week. Yeah.
Oh,
And
wow.
current form, I would give it to RCB.
Correct. I think there's a match between RR and GT. Ah, come on, that's GT taking it up for sure, no doubt. And I think in the mix we also have a Delhi Capitals and KKR match.
Right.
I would give it to DC because the current form they are, unless there's a big innings by our 25 crore by player, which is of course Venkatesh Iyer, hasn't really fired. I know for some reason this year.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe Delhi could take that up. Yeah, Punjab and CSK. I think CSK is playing for pride, for roars and whistles and whatnot. Yeah, but that Punjab should take that game too.
Yes, so I think coming to some of the players, the top 10, I think there are three top GT
Hmm.
players, all the top order of GT is right there. Actually, if you look at the top batsmen and top bowlers, most of it is just packed with GT. That's sort
GT,
of
right?
such an indication that they're going to do well.
I think that's the GT image that they've created, especially with yeah. I mean, see, it makes absolute sense when your opening batsmen are firing. So great to see Gill amongst the runs. Great to see Sudarshan amongst the runs. And like we were discussing, 97 is the new 100. So Josh Butler doesn't want his 100 anymore. So, so that's good to see that.
Yes, coming to the bowlers again in the top 10, there is Prasidh Krishna, there is Siraj, there's Sai Kishore. So much of representation from GT. And there's Kuldeep who's doing so well for Delhi. and Josh
Yes.
Hazelwood and Kunal Pandya, two of them from RCB. That sort of is going to be a little bit of a
Nice.
game changer which has come into play. And there's Hardik Pandya for Mumbai. So GT again is
Wow.
looking very good on the bowling side.
So GT's got everything covered, is what you're saying. Batting as well as bowling. So,
GT versus Mumbai
probably.
final is what I see it as.
Wow, really? So you are eliminating RCB at some point in time.
GT Mumbai final.
Wow. Okay. GT Mumbai final. Okay, so it's a battle of the blues on the 25th of next month.
Neighboring states.
Okay. Neighboring states as well. Oh yeah. Brilliant. Nice. Looking forward to that.
Yes, looking forward to that and a lot more coming up in the upcoming week. But I think, Abhishek, on that note, what was the the standout highlight for you in the past week? That sort of caught your eye.
Uh Standout highlight, yeah. I think it etched in my memory will be Weber Suryavanchi's first ball six, which led to Murli Karthik saying "whoa, whoa, whoa" in the comms box, and Shane Watson's jaw dropping, because yes, for a 14-year-old to be doing this on the biggest stage, it takes a lot of guts, and I think that's where a little credit to the RR team, where I mean they've given him the license to go ballistic in the first ball itself. So great to see that. For a boy from Samastipur, Bihar, to come and play in the big stage and take the bowlers to the cleaners. I think Vaibhav Suryavanshi, all of 14 apparently, deserves an applause.
Yes, absolutely. I don't think
And
I can think of anything else coming close to that highlight, even for me.
probably a special mention to the dad's army who are trying to convert that into a crash. So even the Matre kid has potential, because so yeah, yeah. So talking about these two players, I mean mostly batsmen, uh, to come onto the big stage, you have the biggest players around you, and make scores of 30 odd in like 20 balls. I think when we were 14 or 16, the best thing we could do is sit and open our textbooks. But here are some boys who are redefining the textbook of playing cricket. So kudos to them.
That and a lot more exciting stuff coming up for you. We also shot some fan box episodes. All of that will be airing along with this episode. Gully Talk is here to cover all the action of IPL 2025. See you all next week with the weekly update. Bye bye.